Hello, it's Julie from Lady Bits. This is Self Solutions to Coccyx and Tailbone Pain Part 2. I've heard some feedback that some of you have had quite a bit of pain when trying to sit on a ball to try to stretch these muscles. So I wanted to give you an alternative way at getting at these things without pain. My rule is it's not allowed to hurt. If it hurts, that's your body telling you that this is not the right thing. So if anything that you try at home causes pain, I want you to stop, okay? So again, we're thinking about the coccyx or the tailbone. So we have our sacrum, and then just attached to the sacrum, we have our tailbone, and attached to the tailbone, we have all these muscles. So get right up close, you can see these muscles right next to the tailbone. So if sitting on that ball to stretch those muscles was too painful, we're gonna actually lay on the ball. We're still gonna aim to put the ball right here, and I'm gonna show you how I do so. So find your ball, find a good spot on the floor, and a couch, hopefully, if you have one available, or a chair, or you can stack a bunch of pillows up to get together. So we're gonna take that ball, we're gonna roll to the side, and we're gonna place it right next to the tailbone, which means put your hand on your sacrum, you palpate all the way down, you go right between your butt cheeks, you feel that tailbone right at the very end, and you go just to one side. So for some people, their tailbones are too far forward because maybe they had a fall, they landed on it and it pushed it that way. Or for some people, their little tailbones are pulled over to one side because maybe some muscles are tight and maybe other muscles are weak, or whatever the driver is. So usually if it's in this perfect position, there's no issue. If it's turned in, there's gonna be a lot of pain. If it's turned to the side, there's gonna be pain. So we're aiming the ball for whichever muscle is tight. So if the whole group of muscles is tight, all of them, we're gonna do both sides. And it's nice to do both sides just to equal everything out. So, come on over. We're gonna put that ball right next to the tailbone. So I'm gonna start on my left side. So you lean over to your right hip, you feel right next to your tailbone. You put that ball really close to it, and then you start to roll back over onto the ball. You might need to kind of adjust it a little to kind of find that spot. Where is that tight spot? We're not finding a painful spot, we're finding a tight spot. Pain and tightness might feel very similar. So the rule is if you have to clench, that's too much pain. You should be able to relax and melt. So now with this ball placed there, I'm fidgeting because I want to feel just that right little spot where I have that little place that feels tender, you know, tight and tender. And so now we're going to melt that muscle with our mind. So close your eyes, inhale, feel your belly expand, inhale, feel your ribs expand. You might notice that if you send your breath all the way down to the pelvic floor, all the way down to where that ball is, you can feel the pressure increase just a little around that ball. And I want you to take advantage of connecting to that muscle with your breath. Inhale, feel that little bit of pressure against the ball. And now tell that muscle to melt all the way around the ball. So with your mind, you're connecting. You're using that ball really just as a placeholder so that you can connect to the muscle with your mind. It's not meant to grind it up. I'm not telling you to grind your hips into this. That's not the point here. The nerves control the muscles. So by connecting with your brain, you can start to send this melting energy to those muscles. And then I want you to use a visualization. So you're going to visualize your hip bones that you sit on. Because this is the back view. So we sit on these, we call them sitting bones or ischial tuberosities, but you're going to imagine as you're laying here, imagine those bones spreading apart to help facilitate improved melting and improved relaxation. So every breath you take in, try to spread your hip bones apart. And for some people, this takes 30 seconds. For some people, it can take 2 minutes. For others, it can take 3 or 4 minutes. So spend as long as you need until all you feel is the gentle presence of the ball, no pain, very little pressure. And then go ahead and pull it out. Oh, that left side feels so good now. So we go ahead and we even ourselves out on the other side. We put the ball on the right side. Woo! My right side's a little tight. We find that It's reminding us it needs attention. We're going to close our eyes, connect to it. So I'm sending my breath all the way down there. I'm trying to mold those muscles, gently melt those muscles around the ball. Use my breath to lengthen the muscles. And visualize my hip bones sliding apart. Everything's just melting away. And you might find that one side is much tighter or more restricted than the other side. So you're going to spend more time on whichever side that really needs the attention. And you'll be amazed at how much melting occurs, because when you pull the ball out of the one side, you take a moment to feel the incredible difference when one side's been released and one side hasn't. And so you really have the power to change what's going on here. So really connect, let one side melt, connect, let the other side get all the way melted. Go ahead and remove that ball. What a perfect time to use your breath now and re-engage with that pelvic floor, all those muscles attaching to this little tailbone. So when you inhale, feel them sweep away. Exhale. You might feel them come back. Inhale. Sweep them away. So now that we've lengthened these muscles that tend to pull the tailbone in or pull it over, we need to add strength to the glute muscles on top, because we need to balance out forces. So just about every patient who I've worked with who has tailbone pain has almost no butt. You know, they're like, oh, it hurts to sit. And I look on it, I'm like, well, where's your butt? So yes, these muscles get short and tight, can pull it up, can pull it in, can yank it over, but let's not ignore the really important fact that our butt has to do with this. So our glute muscles are there to provide an extension force. It extends our hips. So, you know, with my booty here, I turn my glute on and my hip comes back. So it extends. So because those muscles are laying right on top of all of this, the extension force when you turn the glute on will impact the tailbone. So if these muscles get really short and tight and you don't have a good glute to oppose that, to bring it out, you're going to always be short and tight and sitting on your tailbone. So now that we've lengthened those muscles, we've used the ball, now we would need to add some glutes so that we can add the extension force. Those glutes will turn on every time you walk, every time you get out of a chair, every time you do all those things, instead of just always feeling that tailbone pain and curl under you. If you have good strong glutes, it can oppose that force and balance that force and keep it in a more neutral position. So let's add some glutes. Not only do you get to oppose the forces on the little tailbone, but you get to add some cushion to your bum so when you sit, it doesn't hurt all the time. So let's add some cushion. The easiest way to do it, especially if you haven't done anything like this before, is with a basic bridge. So you can lay down, bend your knees, feet are underneath the knees. Inhale, exhale, lift. You'll notice I picked my toes up because that really helps me isolate my glutes. So if you have your feet flat on the floor, you can use a lot of quads, you can use a lot of hamstrings. If you pull your feet closer into your butt, pick your toes up and really drive through your heels, you can really feel your glutes engage. So you can do bridges, you can get to the top of the bridge, you can pulse it up there and really feel those glutes fire and turn on. Once that gets nice and easy, you can do a whole bunch of those, you can start to add to the challenge. So one side might be stronger than the other. Great way to find out what's happening is place your hands on the floor, inhale, exhale, start to march. So as you get this marching bridge, you might notice, wow, my pelvis or my glutes are really weak on one side. So for me, I'm weak on the left side. So every time I pick up my right leg, my pelvis wants to drop on that side. I have to work extra hard in my left butt cheek to pick up that right leg to keep my pelvis from dropping. Whereas my right side, I could do all day, it takes almost no effort. So you're going to find that you have a strong side, you have a weak side, and you can start to equalize those forces by working equally on both sides. So wow, it's so easy to put weight in my right foot. I really have to think and blow out and exhale to engage my left side. So you can start some kind of marching bridge. To get it even stronger, you can go on one leg, and now we're bridging up and down on one leg, keeping that pelvis nice and neutral. We're not flopping this way, we're not picking it up that way. So we're staying nice and flat, working up and down, really building that cushion, adding that component down there. So what does this all mean for you? I hope it gives you extra tools and extra knowledge and a little bit of power to take back in your hands and say that you can do this. So you're going to use that ball to gently access and stretch these little tiny muscles. So we're going to stretch those out, get them nice and relaxed, add some glute juice to it, give you a cushion, and oppose those forces. And I'm hoping that all these tips are helpful and beneficial for you and help solve some of that tailbone pain. It can be quite a pain in the butt, can't it? That's it for now. I hope this was helpful. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.